Yo, what is up, guys? Joker here, bringing you a video on the not patch notes, the announcement for the 3.15 Expedition League. I wanted to go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to try to cut this into videos so it's not one super long video. Last video was longer than I was really hoping, but since it was skill gems, I wanted to go more in depth and kind of explain ideas that I had. And hopefully, hey, you guys get some good ideas or can piggyback off that and make it not terrible like my build will probably be. That way you can go ahead and have some fun if you didn't think of anything off the top of your head when you saw those skills. Now, going into this is pretty much going over the fact that they're making Path of Exile more challenging, quotes, and they are doing a Flask rework, which is a little concerning because Flask are a core part of Path of Exile. You may not really feel like it sometimes because most of the time you are just pianoing your Flask, but the fact that most of the time you're pianoing your Flask is really the point. You're hitting your Flask majority of the time, so Flasks are an important part. Like, try running through the axe with no Flask, right? And then let's go here. Let's go over essentially what it says. This is pretty much TLDRs down to they feel like we're getting too strong. So this is pretty much foreshadowing the patch notes are going to be a bunch of fucking nerfs. Like I'm already calling that. They're going to be a bunch of fucking nerfs again. I really don't feel like we're going to see many, if any, buffs. So just get that expectation out of your head right now if you're looking for any of your favorite skills to be buffed. This is going to be pure nerfs, as well as the fact that they're putting out 19 gems makes me feel like they may not touch some stuff, but overall it's going to be Nerf City again. So that's going to be fun. And then going down here, so Flash rework I'll get into. It's going to nerf some of the support gems. This is going to kind of be a tell if they know what's actually an effective support gem. Like, if they hit the support gems that give you increased damage, but they leave support gems that give you more damage, that's going to be a huge tell. That would be a whole, close your eyes and exalt your item thing again. So it all depends on what they consider pure damage support gems to be. Because there's what the player base knows them to be, and then there's probably what GGG thinks them to be. So that's going to be really interesting to see what those are. This kind of annoyed me. It triggered me. Just because making triggered skills cost mana is probably the stupidest fucking thing. Like, why would you do that? The reason why you gave us triggers is because you knew we didn't have enough mana to cast this ability. So why would you? I don't get why they're doing that. I mean, it kind of shows that they hate the hardcore community since they're making mobs stronger, and then they're kind of nerfing our survivability by nerfing our Flask. But GGG stuff. And then, so making triggered skills costs mana. So the reason why this triggers me is because if you think about any character where you're trying to add a defensive layer to help you survive, majority of the time, you're adding a cast when damage taken, and Still Skin, and Mortal Call, and you're doing a cast when damage taken, right? Fucking Molten Shell. You're doing a cast when damage taken setup, and that's to give you survivability. So they want to give us an extra key that we're going to have to try to figure out where to put, as well as it is going to be the option of either manually casting this bitch or unreserving mana, which majority of the time, the reason why it's a cast when damage taken setup is because we don't have the mana to just spam it. So that's interesting. And then it's tweaking the movement skills. Obviously, people saw that coming. The top end movement skills are just way fucking stronger, and like there's some movement skills that don't even get used. Like fucking charge to dash is a meme. Ice blink is kind of a meme. Besides dash and flame dash, it's dash, flame dash, and leap slam. I mean, I guess some people use what is it, whirling blades, but I feel like there's more movement skills than that, and even out of those four, dash and flame dash are still the kings out of those four. You can get fortify on leap slam, but you can put you can go ahead and have second win on dash and just have so much mobility and so on. So that's why I feel like they're nerfing that. It's kind of seeing, I mean, bringing the top movement skills down closer to the other movement skills is not going to be a killer, I hope. Now, this may be a shot at stuff like smoke mine dashing too. I feel like that might be one of the things, because does smoke mine count as a movement skill? I don't think it does. I off the top of my head, I can't think if it's tagged with movement or not. But so how the racers use that smoke mine dash ability combination, I mean. So that's overall on that, on the nerfs. So essentially, this is saying making Path of Exile more challenging. Essentially, TLDR, they're nerfing a lot more shit, and they're trying to find an easy way to break it to us. That's essentially what that is. It doesn't have to have like the whole 2 paragraphs. It's we feel you're too strong, we're nerfing you. That's that. Okay. And then with the Flask rework, you get a nice little butt plug to shoot your granite flask straight up your ass. I don't know why they're using a large life flask to represent the life flask. Like, you could use so many other flasks here. An internal life flask. A fucking divine. Like, I don't know why they chose the fucking Act 2 life flask. So that's interesting. But besides the butt plug, you get a pedestal, which is interesting. I don't know why they really changed the design, but I guess it's to show off that they do different things, right? So they've reworked the flask with reducing the level of permanent player power. Once again, a nerf. They did this to nerf us. So essentially, we wanted to nerf you. Okay. And then we wanted to add more wasteful currency. So that's essentially, even though we said we hate triggers, we're giving you triggers. Like, it's so fucking stupid. So essentially, there's 2 new orbs. There's the installing orb, and then there's the enkindling orb. And I'm assuming they're going to work the same as just rolling alterations through your flask and trying to get like the right suffixes. Now, if you look at the flask, it looks like it's it looks like it's an enchantment. So there shouldn't be a problem with you having still the 1 prefix and the 1 suffix on the flask. It doesn't look like it takes up either of those spots, which is good. But yeah. So to put it in perspective, you can get a Quicksilver flask that, well, Quicksilver is a bad example because you spam your Quicksilver anyways, but a Quicksilver flask that has the curse immunity, and then you have use when you become cursed. And then it'll go ahead and automatically trigger Quicksilver. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of good in some situations. Like, you can't, when you become shocked, become unshocked. Like, so, when you're bleeding, become unbleeding. But it's so niche sometimes that I feel like it might not see that much use. So we are coming up on 10 minutes. So what is my opinion about these? Overall, it seems really stupid and wasteful for a lot of it. But honestly, they just want to nerf Flask. And they felt like they couldn't come out and say, we want to nerf Flask. So they wanted to go ahead and try to bring out some new stuff. Like, Khrono Flask. Okay, you can't be stunned. And Gold Flask. Okay, an item rarity flask. That one's actually interesting. And then these are going to work essentially the same as every other currency. So these are probably going to drop super often. Like, well, maybe not. I actually feel like these might. Well, he was trying to reference in the stream a glass blower's baubles, but he said you never are concerned about using GCPs on a flask. And everyone was like, you don't fucking use a GCP on a flask. That's why. Um, but I'm pretty sure he was bringing up glass blower's baubles. So how you usually have a decent amount of glass blowers baubles. But the fact is, these are different from glass blower baubles because of the fact that you're going to have to constantly roll for what you want. This is going to be like an equivalent of chaos spamming on the thing. Well, I mean, I guess it could be any type of spamming, alteration spamming, right? On your flask until you get essentially that enchantment that you would like. And some of them are really interesting that I've seen because there's like the use when you become shocked, use when you become frozen. I think it's here, Aquamarine. I could have swore, 40% reduced your effect of freeze on you. So that's interesting. Because apparently when you're frozen, now you can do stuff, which seems if you're frozen, you wouldn't be, so you would be chilled, right? But yeah, alright guys, I just want to go ahead and end this video here. That's my thoughts on this. Tell me how you feel. I mean, do you feel like it's really fucking stupid, like I do? Or, I mean, honestly, this is just essentially GGG saying, we feel you got too strong. You bitch when we directly say we're nerfing you. We're going to put paragraphs around we're directly nerfing you. So that's fun. Alright, guys. Well, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, take care.